Hello. Let me just make sure the sound is not on that. Okay, perfect. I don't like to hear the echo back of myself immediately to start the stream. Hi, guys. Okay, there we go. It's like just a little bit too bright. Welcome. I forgot to put the link to the um, book club thing in the chat also, which I need to because I have a little section for you guys for upcoming suggestions. Let me add that to the chat really quick. Welcome, welcome. Hold on, let me get the link. Copy link. Thank you. Hi, Holt. Welcome. Annabelle, sorry. Marielle, Des, Kimberly, hello. I'm gonna drop that in there real fast, and if I can, I'll be able to pin it in a second, I suppose. Okay. I put the link to the doc in the chat. I put a little space in there for you guys to drop suggestions for 2024. I know we're still a ways out. I'm only dropping it in early because I only ever share this document with you guys. I don't want to share it all over the place because the internet's suggestions as a whole are fine, but I would rather have suggestions for what we read from the people who come to these. So that's all. That's all. So welcome. I also forgot to prepare a game, so it's one of those situations where everybody gets a point. Which is good. Marielle's winning anyway. And plus, if you haven't been in the doc in a second, Marielle wrote some like incredible notes for this. I was rereading them right before I went live. Come on, I'm just writing down everybody who's here right now. You can get points. There's normally games here, yes. When I remember to prepare them. I'll say the games for the creepy book club lives are a little bit harder. I feel like to I always try and make them book related, and that sometimes can get tricky. So sometimes you just get lucky, like today, Holt, where everybody gets a point just for being here with your beautiful self. The notes were fantastic. Yeah. Stop. The notes are optional. You don't have to put in any notes, but if there's anything you want to make sure we talk about and make sure we remember, there's the gore board for anyone if you just want to see where we're at. But it's really just for if you want to make sure we talk about something or it's not required. Hey, Shauna. Redundant's my favorite. Hi, Lanya. I love your little icon. It's so cute. Book is on your TBR. Okay, we'll definitely talk about spoilers. So definitely proceed with caution. But you're welcome to hang out for as long as you like. Sometimes we get right into the spoilers. Sometimes we don't. Is there anyone here that's hanging out that hasn't read the book and you're going to hang out? And I'm mostly just asking because I can give you like a quick summary, I guess. And by quick summary, I mean I'll probably just like take from the inside cover because this is kind of hard to summarize, to be honest. But so if anyone Holt, have you not read it? It's totally fine if you say. I'll just give you like a little rundown of what the book's about so you're not completely lost. Although you might get a little lost in this discussion, I think. This book is twisty. It's about doors. So basically, it's about doors. Just here for a recommendation and vibes. Cool. We love that. Okay, so at least for Holt's sake, and I guess maybe if anybody watches this back, I'll try and summarize Mr. Magic really quick. It's very hard to describe, but basically, we have Val, who as a child participated on this mysterious kids show called Mr. Magic that there are no clips of on the internet at all. And it's kind of like this almost like internet myth that people talk about online about this children's show. And Val doesn't remember anything. And then one day, her former castmates show up to her house because they're doing like a reunion podcast thing, and her I would say her memories come back to her. They don't really. So she kind of like just goes with these strangers ultimately because she finds out her mom is still alive. And it's a whole thing. It's very twisty. It's so strange. This book is so strange. I would love to know, just like initially, like what your guys' thoughts are on this one. Like what are your like your overall feelings um on this? Because I'm conflicted. Mm. The show, yeah, the way they talk about the show definitely gives those vibes. I think it's hard to describe if that's even what's really going on. We'll get into it. So if you keep listening here, Holt, I don't know. We'll get into it. I don't know if there really was a show or if it's like this book kind of is in one of those like spaces where it's like I feel like it's like an ill-defined supernatural kind of space. And I think that's done on purpose. I'm not saying it was like, I'm not saying it was like bad writing or anything. I think it's like purposefully ill-defined, but it's like like I guess it's one of those like it could be like a supernatural element. It could be just like a huge metaphor for something else that we'll get into. So it's very like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Ooh, interesting. Okay. How far did you get before you DNF'd, if you don't mind me asking, just out of curiosity? When that happens, when anybody DNFs one of these, I like to know what was the point that you were like, okay, I'm done. I love hearing that because I'm a big supporter of DNFing books. Like if you're not enjoying it, put it down. There's so many books to read. We'll never be able to read them all, so you might as well uh, enjoy what you're reading. So I'm wildly curious. I agree with you. I always want to like Kiersten. Did you not like Hyde as much? I can't remember. Again, just out of curiosity. The first half dragged for me, nearly DNF'd. Okay. But second half really picks up and sticks the landing. Ultimately ended up really liking the book. Okay. I was like in and out. I don't think I ever got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna DNF this. But I agree. There were parts that like drag, and there were parts that I felt like I was really pushing to get through. Um, kind of. House of Leaves, it's its own genre, but yeah, it is kind of yeah, it is a little bit like wibbly wobbly. Got like 50 pages in. Oh, you also hated Hyde. Okay. Okay. That's like good context though. I'm halfsies because I really liked Hyde. This one there were parts that I liked. Let's say that at least to start. I'm just going to about 50 pages just to see kind of like roughly what's going on. Okay. Again, just out of curiosity. I like to know, like, what's the straw that broke somebody's back to DNF. So glad it's been, like, 3 books without DNFing. Oh, you DNF'd Hyde, okay. Yeah, I enjoyed, Hyde a lot. This one, yeah, there were parts I liked. I think there were parts where I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, I'm into this," and then we get into something else, and I'm like, "I'm not so sure anymore." And it was like just a series of going between that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Annabelle, for the nightmare fuel. I appreciate it. At some point. Jump right into Javi and Marcus. Okay, I guess like the next kind of question I have for you guys is like, what do you feel like was going on in this book? Because I don't think I've ever, well, this is not true, but this is definitely the most recent book that I can remember that I had to, like go back and re-listen to a chapter if I was listening to it on audio, or go back and reread a chapter because I feel like I didn't fully understand what was happening most of the time. And it wasn't that I like wasn't paying attention. I don't know. It was like like I'd be actively listening, and then I would kind of just feel like I missed a couple of paragraphs or something, or like I zoned out, and so I'd go back and re-listen or something. I would to say she was just jumping into the random stranger's car who said they knew her from the show to drive away, and I rolled my eyes so hard I had to pop that out. Yeah, I feel like we were missing some kind of like crucial like character setup with Val in that sense. I feel like as the book went on, like as she kind of talks like a little bit more about her relationship with her dad, and like how her dad kind of like kept her hidden and kept her secluded, and then he dies, and then like that grief, and then that kind of like trauma she felt, stuff like that, like maybe I could understand her doing that. But I only feel like I could understand her doing that like well into the book, not right as it was happening. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in this book. Yeah, I think it's that ill-defined supernatural element where it's like it's very unclear, possibly on purpose to like draw your own conclusions, maybe, but it. I don't know. I feel like that's, at least for me, that's hit or miss. If it's going to be like an ill-defined supernatural element, sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses. All I know about this book, and I wish I knew about it before I read it, apparently the whole book is an allegory for her time with the Mormon church. That's interesting because I think they mentioned Brigham Young in the book at one point, and then I think, I remember the acknowledgement started on the audiobook when I finished it, and she mentions it. I didn't listen to the acknowledgments though. Or the authors know, I don't know actually, before I say acknowledgments. I just want to see if it says it like at the beginning, because that's interesting. Um, oh, maybe I should have listened to the acknowledgments. Okay. It literally starts off with I turned it off immediately. Says, I'll save you the work of trying to decipher the Google results. Yes, I was a Mormon. No, I am not anymore. There's a whole world of pain and trauma and anger and loss, but also hope and strength and happiness and peace between those two sentences. Huh. I think I should have read the acknowledgement. Oh. Okay. I'm trying to skim it really fast. I think I should have read this. I think I should have read this a little bit, but that's thank you for bringing that up, Kimberly. Yeah, I think just reading that, like skimming that first little bit, I think this very much like heavily influenced this story. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read that in full later, but huh. Okay. Whenever you want to reread it as a sentence about doors. I feel like I should just like read Marielle's like notes on the doors just in like just straight down. I know I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're correct. And just reading the first little bit of the acknowledgement, I think you're 1,000% correct. All it said is she had like a go bag, or she had multiple go bags like stashed around the ranch, and she just grabs one of the bags and goes. I don't know. I don't know. I love that you thought of that though, Shauna. Yeah, she did. She made a whole list. It's in the Google Doc. I don't know why I'm saying I can read it. If you click the link to the Google Doc, you can see Marielle's notes and read her list about the doors. Before reading the acknowledgement, I did read this as a critique of fundamentalism and patriarchy and religion. Okay, I feel like I didn't really start to get the like culty religious aspects until the end. I was confused, like Shauna said, for like 80% of this book. And by 80%, I mean like the first 80% of this book. And then by the end, even though it got like more trippy a little bit, I kind of finally started to get, I was like, oh, that's what that's what's happening. Okay, because it does like it waits till like the end to kind of reveal certain aspects, like when they go to the gala or whatever, and Val and Jenny start talking about how they had different rules than the boys did. And I'm like, that like it started to come together at the end. But by the time it started to come together in my brain, the book was over. It's very ever since Needless Street. Yeah. I really should have learned my lesson, to be honest. But um yeah. Also started as an allegory and then very much took out a PowerPoint presentation and pointed everything out to us in the end, like just in case we missed the point. That was the part that I think my brain needed. That was the part maybe my brain needed, but I don't know. I guess I just wasn't like picking up what she was putting down in the first little bit. So I guess I was like kind of trying to like just summarize some themes. I think that brings up kind of like the culty religious themes, or like the heavily religious things that have cult like aspects to them. Which is the controlling nature, I guess, of Mr. Magic, the show, and teaching the children to behave a certain way and leaving it up to like one singular entity. I guess this would be like like a church leader in this situation, or God, or whatever, rather than like parenting them themselves, like the actual parents, teaching them what they need to know. So the show, it's framed as like a kid show, where basically like this group of kids, Val and Jenny and Javi and all them, um, kind of just play. Like they go on adventures. They play dress up, they play pretend, they do like everything kids kids would do essentially, but they like learn these like lessons along the way, and they all come with like little rhymes and songs that basically teach them to like always do what they're told, always be neat. When it in the case of like Val and Jenny and the girls on the show, like dress modestly and things like that. So it's like, so like at first it kind of seems just like a harmless kid show, like, oh, like clean up after yourself, be polite, and then it like it's yeah, it's but it's like this mysterious show that like the way people describe it, because interspersed throughout the book are like clips, not clips, bits that are supposed to be like from chat rooms, podcasts, things like that, of people, just internet people discussing this show, and they talk about how mysterious it is, and it's like the computer graphics were amazing and things like that, and it's like that's where like the supernatural element kind of comes in. Is like, was it actually a show, or was there something like magical or supernatural going on? Maybe explain the plot more and leave the underlying themes, under. Yeah. The gala was the part where my brain started to get it. I did really like their relationship. I thought their relationship was probably the most interesting. Um out of all of them, for the most part. And it probably because it got probably the most development. Do you know? Barney the dinosaur, but like a lanky, nondescript man with a coat, or not a coat, a cloak. Sing that stupid cleaning song as I clean out. It's definitely, yeah, it's weird. It definitely has cult vibes, which I didn't really get until the end. Um, I guess I don't know if anybody has any information, like based on anything they've read, or just like what your interpretation of like the hum is. They talk about it at the end. It's like the like Mr. Magic is this like hum, or the conduit for this hum. That's supposed to be like God's word or something like that. Now that I know the Mormon thing, I'm trying to piece it together. Yeah, I agree. Too much Isaac and Val, which didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. I don't even think it really contributed to like Val's character development, to be honest, either. But I don't know. I don't really know what was going on there, but really don't know what was going on there. Oops. But yeah, I'm just curious as to like what you guys thought was going on, because I'm still like not 100%. Maybe I'm not supposed to figure it out. Maybe I'm not supposed to know if it was actually something supernatural or not. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. But we could talk about doors. We could talk about doors all day long. I assumed the hum was miscellaneous religious entity. Okay. Again, something I feel like that got mentioned towards the beginning when they get to the house. Like there's something about the hum, whatever. Val thinks it's the AC or whatever. And then I feel like we don't ever really like hear about it again until the end, when we're describing what the hum is. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And the hum needs to be controlled. Got it. So parents send their kids down into this basement that's like horrifying. I'm trying to contextualize what's happening, like make it like what's the reality of what happened. That they went down into this basement, and an adult of the parents choosing teaches them to be like proper and good. Yeah. But then what about the people describing it on the internet? So is that meant to be like just people, like a community finding each other online and like maybe sharing their experiences with this religion? I'm confused. Doors and stairs tend to get used a lot in liminal horror. That could be it. Maybe it's supposed to be some sort of like liminal space or something. There's a lot about doors. Doors being left ajar, doors being closed and like being closed for good or being left open. Um like, oh my goodness. Felt like the author thought a cape, doors, magic, etc. Instead of using an idea, she stick to all of them. Yeah. And the door being, I'm not even sure what, like things happening behind closed doors. And because at the end, Val leaves the door open. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the right audience for this book. Maybe we're just not the target audience for this. I don't know. I don't have any experience with the Mormon church, so maybe I don't know. I have some experience with organized religion, but that's about it. What do you want in this book? Yes. Oh, since Mariel mentioned Hyde, you did put in your notes about something about a Hyde character cameo. Um, explain. Because I definitely missed it. I think it was just like focusing so hard on trying to like um think of what's going on, like trying to figure out what's going on. So like who are we talking about, Mariel? Yeah, and we'll talk about the ending in a second with Val uh with Val becoming Mr. Magic. But I want to know what the cameo was, because when I saw that in your notes, I was like, I racked my brain. I was like, I don't know. And then I started to question again whether I was properly paying attention to this book or not. Yeah. I think this could have worked. I think I just wanted maybe a little bit more book. I think I needed a little bit more like character setup in the beginning with Val so I could maybe kind of understand her motivations a little bit more. Um I know it feels weird to say, but I genuinely do wish there was like a little bit more to it. I would have been fine with it being a little bit longer if we could really like get into what was going on. I am waiting with bated breath. I want to know what I missed. I'm trying to think. I'm like, when did they like really interact with any other characters outside of like the group? It's like the gala, the beginning at the ranch that Val lives slash works at. I'm so curious. In chapter 3, we have a Brandon, a Mac, and another woman. What? But would that be because Brandon didn't make it? Me skimming chapter 3. They're at a store or something. Oh, okay. Okay. At a gas station, I think. Am I here? Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're at a gas station. Yeah. Um, the clerk there is a young person, mid 20s, with short, shaggy hair, enormous eyes, and a name tag that says Brandon. Brandon barely makes eye contact, silently ringing up Val's purchases. And then, Yo, Mac, a woman shouts from the back storeroom. The change in the clerk is instantaneous, posture straightening, and face lighting up. Found a whole box of Hostess that expired last week. Date night's on me, baby. What? Interesting. But Brandon doesn't make it. Yeah, I'm not saying you're crazy, but I'm curious because yeah, he doesn't live at the end of he doesn't make it out of Hyde. Sorry, that's a spoiler. Fuck. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I know Kimberly DNF'd it and Shauna DNF'd it, so that's fine. But oh my god, I'm so sorry. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. I just want to like email Kiersten White and just ask her. Now that you found it, you explain. I can't. I can't unless this is like an alternate reality or something where because remember because like Brandon tells them all you could come live at my house because oh I love Brandon. So maybe it's like an alternate reality or something where Brandon lives and then they all go live at his house and they live happily ever after. I don't know. Jesus. For me, this may have been inspired by experiences with the Mormon Church, but I think it's more widely applies as a critique of the interventionist fundamentalism that we see in current U.S. politics. You're so smart, Des. You're so smart. Maybe that's why it's like I get a little bit of it, but yeah, okay. I mean, that makes sense given Hyde. I'm not saying these books are necessarily related. I feel like they look very related though. They're like brightly colored books. Hyde is also a critique on um, like systematic and systemic racism and white supremacy and things like that. So I get that. I just want to mention because you did. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did see your comment. I promise. I was looking for the thing in the chapter though when I saw. But thank you very much, Anthony. I appreciate it. I feel like you should have a chat going for this entire book. Oh my gosh. But I feel like Des is correct though. Like I think it makes sense if we talk about it in relation to Hyde. Like the themes are definitely critiquing topics that are definitely I don't want to say like in vogue because it's like they've always been there, but it's like with TikTok and things like that, people are talking about them a whole lot more. By a whole lot more, I more mean in a wider reach. Des is implying that I'm not mentally stable. I feel like we're all a little mad here, so and that's why we work so well together and we have such great discussions on books because we're all slightly unstable. It would have just been me asking what is going on over and over. Yeah, if there was an ongoing chat while we're reading this, it would like literally I'd be like, guys, explain this to me. I don't get it. Guys, explain this to me. Mariel explains plot twist. I just wanted to know what it was because I like my brain just kind of did like a little hop, skip, and a flip right over that part and did not even think of like the Mac Brandon um and possibly that unnamed woman was Ava. I don't know. That's so funny. Nothing wrong with being mentally unstable. We're all a little mentally unstable. It's fine. I was just curious, so thank you for pointing that out because I missed it. So we're just gonna go with it's like an alternate reality where Brandon lives. And my brain's gonna live there, I guess. um, is there anything? I mean, we kind of covered a little bit of everything. Oh, also, I think you also put this in your notes. Like, what the fuck happened to Kitty? Like in this book. That's the part maybe where I'm confused too, and maybe I'm just gonna like rely on Dez's interpretation. Maybe if you have an interpretation, because they talk. I feel like they talk about lost children towards the end because Val. Like, I really don't know what's going on in the end when they all go down to the basement and they find Kitty. They mention stuff about lost children, and Val stays there with them. Huh? Like, huh? Is this literally supposed to be like children being killed? Like, is it supposed to be like in a literal sense? I don't think I was in the right headspace to read this book. I think we had that horror meetup at the end of September and my brain was on vacation mode for half of the month. And and I was not going with the darkness ate her. Maybe I think it might be a me problem. I think I haven't really decided if there's something supernatural going on or I'm going to take it as like one huge metaphor or allegory for religious fundamentalism, I guess. So I kind of feel like I just have to pick one. If it's something supernatural, then she got eaten by the darkness, and if it's in reality, she got killed, or we're taking it as like Val escaped the cult, escaped the religion, and Kitty got left there. I don't know, and she kind of, I guess, in that sense, never grew up. Maybe something about infantilization or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it, and it's like the more I talk, the more confused I get. And then what is going on with Val at the end? She like stays, but it's like still in the house and still in the town of Bliss because that's that religious community. That's what Bliss represents, right? So, but it's like at the end, it's implying that Val staying there is a good thing. She lets them be sad if they're sad. She lets them be angry if they're angry. Um, and it's supposed to be better. So, like, what's Val doing? Welcome to Creepy Book Club. Welcome to Creepy Book Club. I think the narrative is unevenly paced and poorly constructed. Okay. It's just unfortunate because I really liked Hyde. Like I really liked Hyde. I had super high hopes for this. I think I'm trying to pull something out of it to be like, okay, like I get it. It's yeah. And maybe this is just something that is like deeply personal to the author. And so maybe it's like, um, she has the luxury to be out there and it just be deeply personal to her and that maybe that's it. And maybe some of us will just kind of resonate with certain parts of it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm coloring between the lines, which is more than I think a narrative that lacks careful construction deserves. Damn. Like when Des insults something, it's like intelligent and it's like you can't even be mad at it. Like if Des were just like to read me to filth, like I would just be like, "You're right, Des." It's such an intelligently constructed burn, and I love it. Yeah, I think I just need to not try and think about what happens at the end because I don't really know. And it's gonna make my brain leak out of my ears trying to figure it out. I don't really I yeah, I don't understand what Val is supposed to be doing at the end. Because it seems like she's staying in the community, but like at least from all of the like documentaries and stuff I watch, people trying to like change that stuff from the inside out like that doesn't usually work. So I don't know. I don't know. I am confusion. um yeah. I don't even know what I would rate this. There were parts of it that I liked. I didn't log it yet in Storygraph because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Um, yeah, that's the only like bits I could kind of like relate to, like that Catholic background. Like I'm there with you. Um, where like when it finally started to click, I'm like, oh, okay. So that's when I was like really trying to like piece everything together. But I just feel like there were bits that just I don't know. I feel like didn't it just didn't work with the allegory that she had set up or the metaphor that she had set up. I don't know. It didn't seem like it worked to me. I took it as but she didn't get stuck behind the door. She chose to stay, right? Oh God. Okay. So hear me out. Val closed the thing that made it possible for those people to use this magic thing for evil. So now she's using it for good things. And that makes sense. Where my brain's like flipping over and I'm like rubbing my last two brain cells together is like what does that mean like in the real world if we're talking about like the religious the religious side of it. So like what so she's like I don't know. I think I need to stop trying to think about it. I think that's the solution. I'm like, what does that look like in the real world? But that does make sense. That does make sense. I get that she was like trying to make it, she was like making it better for the kids. I was just trying to think of like, what does that look like in the real world? Where she like started her own like group for people to come and it's it's like maybe it is a technically religious, but it's inclusive and better. I don't know. Exactly. That's what I'm like. Is she just like starting her own cult, for lack of a better word? Like not actually a cult, but she's trying to, trying to right the wrongs. I understood that someone had to stay, so she sacrificed herself and her happiness. So in a way, the religious trauma and the guilt that came as a result did win. Wow. Are they bending reality? It seems like it is. Like the when they talked about the show, it seems like they're bending reality. And when they find Kitty supposedly died when Val left the show as kids, but then when they find her again, she's still like a child, basically. So it is like I feel like they're kind of bending reality. Assume she isn't in the real world. She's in some other dimension. Okay. Okay. And no one else can come in, and she just has the lost kids. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I no thoughts, head empty. I have no idea. What did you guys rate this? What did you guys rate this? Please. I have no clue. I feel like I was excited. I was excited about it. And I don't know. I think I was overexcited. Evil Eyes tonight. Okay. Big question, Vicky, and for all the chat. Did Gloria just accept that Val was gone even after warning her of danger? You're thinking about Gloria? um um I don't think Gloria had much of a choice because it doesn't seem like Gloria knew where Val was. So I think she obviously tried to reach out a bunch of times. And Val only finds out when she looks at Isaac's phone and sees that she had called him a bunch, and Isaac didn't tell her about it, which red flag. I don't think she has a choice but to accept that Val is gone, I guess, when she just never returns and she never hears from Val again. Because I don't think she knew where Val was. So she just tried to get her to come back, essentially. But if you physically don't know where the person is, I don't know how much she could have done. Does look, I gave it a 4 out of 5, which in hindsight was super generous. I love that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's like it's still not like the worst read in the world for me. Like I don't think I would give it a half star or 1 star or anything like that. There were bits I liked. Like it's like I mean what I said earlier still stands. There were bits where I was like really into it and I was like okay, here we go. It's like it's going and then we would shift gears and then I'd get confused again and I just think I genuinely just wanted more book. I think more time with the characters, more context would help this a lot. That's just me. My unprofessional opinion as just a enjoyer of books. I went 2.5 because you finished it. Fair enough. At the end, weren't they at Gloria's? Did I fucking miss that? I don't know. I'm so confused. Were they at Gloria's? I don't know. In the epilogue? Did I miss that they were at Gloria's? I'm telling you, I had to go back and like reread shit because I just would miss it. Because I think as I'm like reading it, as I'm listening to it, I was trying to figure it out. I really should have I should have taken notes like in the margins as I was reading this. Oh, I guess they are at Gloria's. Huh. And then they watch Mr. Magic online now. I'm so confused. She did say don't trust anyone that looked for you because they want something for yeah, it's something to that effect, yeah. But I still don't think she knew where she was. I mean, like Javi and the others did, but what are they gonna do? The hum has to be dealt with or whatever. Which is funny that you say that because as they talk about Mr. Magic in the book, it's like one of those things where people are like, was this even real? Because they have no evidence of it being real. Because there's no like nobody saved any clips or anything. Like it's all been, it's all destroyed or whatever. So yeah. We did read it, guys, and we weren't imagining this book. Also, I think anyone that actually finished this book should get an extra point. It's for a support group. We had to discuss it. Genuinely, I think I might have gone a little bit crazy if I had just read this and not had anybody to discuss it with. I'm being so serious. Like it helped very much, even though there's still so much I'm confused about. It helped to discuss it for sure. Oh my goodness. I'm really, really excited about our current read though. Again, I have high hopes. I've been wanting to read this one for a long time, so hopefully it doesn't let me down. Um, but what else did you guys read this past month? What else did you guys read? Let's talk about some other things. What did you guys read that you like really enjoyed? Not that we didn't enjoy this. I enjoyed parts of it. I think 2.5 out of 5 is good. I think that might be what I rate it. Just happy that everyone else is confused too. Yep. The discussion was necessary. As confused as I still am about certain parts, it was necessary. It was absolutely necessary. I don't know what everybody else read though. I did pretty good. I did pretty good in September. Like I guess because I kind of went on vacation at the end of the month, so that probably helped too. Forbidden Colors and Confessions of a Mask. Interesting. I haven't never heard of either of those. I say as if I've heard of every single book ever. Oh, Mishima. Okay. I haven't read anything by that author. It's cool though. House of Furies by Madeline Rue. Didn't really like it. Trumpet by Jackie Kay. And now about to finish The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker. LGBT novels written by a controversial author. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Read A Twisted Love Story and How to Survive Your Murder. How to Survive Your Murder sounds interesting. I had a. I was gonna say I thought I had like a theme here. I don't really have a theme here. I did read a romance book, a straight romance book. I do occasionally read these. I say for research, and it genuinely is working in a bookstore. Everyone's been picking up this book. I literally commented today to my coworkers, like we had like 15 of these on a table, and now we're down to 3. So I read this just to if something's really popular, I'll try it out just so I have like a frame of reference. If somebody says like, "Oh, did you read this? I really like this. Give me more books like this." It was cute. The ending was really dumb, but it was like overall cute, I guess. It was like a cozy kind of spooky-ish romance book. So there's that. Nightmariel. Sounds like a ripoff of Carmilla. I guess kind of without the mysterious university and the crazy headmistress and yeah. Um let's see what else did I do. I was on a Nightmare Before Christmas kick, so I read those too. I finished Creepy Cat, the manga. There's only 4 books in this manga, so I read that. Speaking of cults, I did read Cultish, not my nonfiction book for this month, which was fascinating. Amanda Montell would also recommend Word Slut by that author. Very good. And then I did read the graphic novel version of Hyde that came out this month as a complete surprise. I really liked Hyde, so uh, Mr. Magic, so I feel like it did well. I did well in September. They're pretty good. Proud of that, even though I'm very confused by Mr. Magic. But um, and then yeah, I guess that's really it. Currently trying to finish autobiography, Wild Swans. Okay, a lot of nonfiction. Okay, that's good. We like nonfiction. We've never tried a nonfiction for Creepy Book Club. I don't know that that's our vibe, but I don't know if anyone would ever be interested at some point. Um, which, speaking of, again, the Google Doc, our Creepy Book Club Google Doc that's linked, I put a space for you to put in suggestions. It's like right before the notes start. If you want to put in your suggestions for 2024 Creepy Book Club, because we plan this shit in advance and I want to make sure it's just you guys suggesting stuff, the people that, show up to Creepy Book Club. So drop your suggestions in there just as you think of it. It doesn't need to happen right now. I just want to make sure it's seen and everyone's aware that it's there. So no rush on it though. Just as you think of it, you can pop in there and drop some books in there. And then I'll see you guys in like a month's time. We'll talk about Plain Bad Heroines, which is what we're reading for October, which I'm super excited about. I still think overall we've had a very good year with our books in 2023. So I'm really happy with our with our selection this year. So excited about Plain Bad Heroines. I've only gotten a little bit into it so far, but I really like it. So yeah, that was quite the discussion. I mean, anybody watching this back, may the odds be in your favor. I'm so sorry. It was a very chaotic, very confusing discussion, but it was needed. I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. And just stay tuned for when the next live will be. And yeah, okay. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night/day wherever you are in the world. See ya. Bye. Love you.